Alrighty tighty, Volcarinos. My apologies for what's probably going to end up being a very, very jittery stream. Can't think of words right now. I want to go first into the studio and take a look. Yeah, the Canon's really slow. I guess I don't quite understand cameras the way that I should for doing this. When you turn the exposure up, it seems to, well, you turn the exposure up, you're making the shutter time longer. Jesus. But what I guess what I thought is with digital cameras, turning the exposure up for like webcam for video simply meant turning the gain up on the sensor amplifier. Perhaps that's not how that goes. I'm not sure. But hold on. This morning's quite bad with the for whatever reason. Okay. Today, I've got to stop freaking coughing. Today, I've got to clean up all this stuff over here. I'm gonna move it over there somewhere. And I need to figure out why the 3D printer keeps thinking the temperature sensor is disappearing. Apparently that's what the problem has been this whole time, and it just simply would not give me an error message to that effect. So I have got to, why is there a thumb screw over here? But I've got to do some debug-agnosticating. Lenovo is dead, so I've had to plug it in and wait for a while before I can start him up. I'm going to use him for the O-scope if I need it. You can see I've got... God damn it. Go away! You can see I've got the Logitech hooked up. And that is not so you can have two views of my lovely face, but so that I might show you guys things if I find something visually interesting in this whole process. I've got the Canon with the exposure turned up. I might turn the exposure down and try to get this guy smoother. So how about we try that real quick before we get too deep into things, because I can't stand jittery video. I don't know about you guys, but it bugs the crap out of me. So let's turn the exposure down just a little bit. But then it's like, crazy dark and it's annoying. It's still really slow. Why are you so slow? And some of you might ask, could I have done this off stream, and figured all this stuff out myself? To which the answer is probably yes. So let's turn the ISO up. Oh, wrong button. And then turn the... guess when you do it via ISO, it turns off the exposure thing. I don't like that. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Not a huge deal. It would be cool, yes. It would be nifty, difty, and or perhaps even handy dandy. But I don't want to be responsible in any way for any kind of strife or wedges driven between family members. Yeah, man. I mean, what you could do is take it on up to the cabin. At some point in the future, come grab me. We'll go out there together. Make sure I remember that we're going to look at a machine specifically. If I'm going up there, that's what I'm going for. But you know, we can load up some tools. I've got a portable toolbox that I can just chuck some tools into. We can go up there, take some things apart, take a look at it. If it's just been sitting up there for like, some amount of time, then nobody will mind if you go up and you take some bits off and you take a look at it and see what you can't figure out. And then maybe you could have, I don't even know if you're in here. Because it's easier for me to say these things than to type them, especially with this funny angle. Yeah. Yeesh. Okay, so I really don't like the cannon being all slow. Actually, I do need to send the link. going on here? I know what's going on here. Debug. I'll be right back. Desktop, you're stupid. Stupid, you're stupid. Stupid. Jeez. Also, no energy drink today. So, if I seem a bit lackluster, like I'm not doing cocaine today, it's probably the cause. Because I'm 50-50, right? Because I wholly expect my lifespan to end at 55. That's intentional, it's chosen, right? Which means I'm currently in my golden years, if you shrink it down and put, percentages in there. So, like, given my genetics and given my family history, medical history, chances are by the time I'm 55, other than my joints, there won't be anything wrong with me, no matter what I do to my body. Because, outside of extreme cases, obviously, right? If I go off and I chop off an arm, it's like, oh, you're missing an arm. No, I'm not. It's a flesh wound. It doesn't grow back. .3D printer. We're doing 3D printer stuff. I've got... Oh. What the heck was that? Felt like I inhaled a feather. Alright, so I've got as I was saying before, I forgot to grab the mouse. Okay, me being disorganized. Be right back. Luckily, it's just in the other room. And the other room is just a few feet away. Hey! There we go. Could have just unplugged the fob. But it's fine. I don't know. Depends on all kinds of things. The first place I want to check is this guy. The hot end. So what I want to do, funnily enough, is I want to get the bottom panel off, for which I have to kind of flip them up like this. Oh, there's a pick down there. kind of like wedge them against the wall real quick. There's a pick down there. And then we need whatever Allen wrench it is. I think it's this guy. Boy, these. I need like a little bolt bin thing. Because what I want to do is I want to come down to the motherboard. Right? Because the motherboard, the connector at the motherboard is what ultimately matters. That's going to be where the signal is disappearing. Right? If it's not getting to the motherboard, then well, the motherboard can't read it, can it? Not 700 pounds. The 1,000 might be 700 pounds. I think the 600 would probably be closer to 5. And the 300, because I like me my little tiny bikes, it's like 380. 380 wet. Because on a bike, the difference between dry and wet is actually significant. In a car, the difference between dry and wet is a tiny percentage that we don't care about. Of course, I did this from the top to the bottom, like a smart person. Because I am, in fact, a smart person. I'm not a smart feller. I'm a smeller fart. Which, funnily enough, I was reminded of that joke recently. My reference to writer ability. As with most things, if most other people are somewhere between one and 10, my 1 scale, my bad day, starts at the standard person's, the average person's 7. Me in a bad day is very likely an average 7. Which is evidenced by experience and history, not ego alone. I hear noises. Oh. Okay, so Sorry for the silence. Formulating a sort of a game plan. So we want to know continuity only. You know why else I like this thing? Besides this tangled mess of wires that was literally not tangled 15 minutes ago. I like it because it does not beep. I despise the continuity measurements on multimeters when they beep. I hate it. Can't stand it. So annoying. Give me an indicator. Give me a plus sign or something. Is this connected? Plus, yes. Minus, no. 1, yes. 0, no. Okay. Put that in there. I probably won't need all of this mess, so we'll just stick them down on the floor there. Stick them down on the floor there. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to there I go again. Formulating game plans without actually having a game plan. Haha. That's how we do it around these parts. Yeehaw. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, most likely the issue lies, because it happens at random, so the issue lies somewhere between the sensor and this connector on the outside. Because it's a pass-through connector. It's a board, is what it is. It's not a pass-through connector. There's a PCB there. But that PCB there, so somewhere between the outer connector on it, outside the case, and the sensor on the hot end, is the most likely culprit. There's always also the possibility that there's something wrong with the card reader. I've seen a lot of reports of that in forums. So I guess what I need to do is I need to put this guy back down on his feet. Which means we need to move this out of the way. Then we gotta figure out something because he doesn't have a bottom on him, which means the feet are missing. So kind of what I want to do is what I'm thinking is what I think I thought is. I got this little spacer dude thing here that I've been using as a prop. It's not the worst thing I've seen. I also then want to, so I did hook up the printer to the extension cable so I can get manual control. So we're going to start up Repetier real quick. And my body is really craving caffeine right about now. Alright, so we're connected. I want to go G0 halfway. Z 150 F9999, which maxes it out. Goes as fast as it possibly can. Whatever you have set in the EEPROM. Alright. M84. Shut the motors off. Alright, now, first thing I'm going to do, actually, is I'm just going to check and see if the temperature sensor is mounted correctly. And the sock does not want to come off the hot end. Well, Mr. Sock. Mr. Sock. Mr. Sock. Thank you. Yeah, so I did have to modify this heater block to fit specifically the thermistor that I had on hand. And yes, I could have bought a different thermistor, and I could have put it in there a different way, and etc., 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 yada, yada, yada. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. But it's cheap Chinese heater block. Why don't we take a look at how I put that bad boy in there? Come on. So, yes. Oh, there's a leak there, isn't there? Oh. Shouldn't have anything to do with anything. But, you can see, that thermistor is in there. So, the issue must lie between the connector in this housing and the connector over there. So that will be step number next. So we're going to take that housing off, which I have to remember how to do. Yeah. Pretty sure these are all the same screw they used all over this thing, which is good. Keeps manufacturing costs down because you can order more screws at once. Gives you a better break on the screws. And you don't have to redesign or retool anything when putting these things together. So now we get our little snippy clippies here because they got little tiny ends on them, and we gently coerce these connectors. Bam! It's kind of dirty. It's a little bit dirty. It's fine. Okay. So now the thermistor goes to that guy. Okay. I'm pretty sure it's not the thermistor itself or the thermistor wiring, but I would like to discount double check the assumption there. Oh, I'll tell you what. Oh, wait. What? No. Oh? Okay, so damn it. So I unplugged the hot end and it says T1 sensor. I thought the hot end was T0. Hold on. Oh. Yeah, T0 should be the hot end. Hold on. Because Repeteer complained at me about T0. I just unplugged that guy and it told me T1. I'm also going to open Repeteer, which means I'm not in OBS. So, Repeteer, and I want to watch the temperature. So we're gonna turn wiggle test. Do I have the hot end on here, actually? Temperature. Yeah, okay, so we're going to turn off targets, we're going to turn off average, we're going to turn off power, get us a nice big chart. Disconnect. Okay. And I wonder if it's a case of Repeteer calling it one thing and the printer calling it another. So I tell you what. Because it's taken me 2 years to finally get some kind of an error on this thing. It's been stopping in the middle of prints since we bought the damn thing. Alright, so I finally got one error. Hey, what I'm going to do, we're going to turn the hot end on. We're actually going to put it at like 245. Alright, let's watch. I'm watching, you're not watching. I'm going to watch the temperature as the thing gets warmer. getting there. It moves pretty linearly. Maybe it doesn't. It went, now it's doing this number. It's in this kind of, it's a long round, but it's definitely round. Oh, can I turn that down? No. That's as fast as I can make an update. Which makes sense. You don't want to be updating every millisecond from here back to a laptop. Because then you can't do anything with it. Because all your throughput's going to be one direction. Which it shouldn't matter, because it's transmit receive. It's duplexed. Huh. Okay. I mean, dirty carbs aren't an issue, really, right? Clean them up. The only time you really run into problems with taking stuff apart and not being able to put it back together is when you end up getting shaped O-rings, right? Where you get, you know, they're rubber gaskets, they're round cross-section or square cross-section, they're O-rings, technically, but they're molded, right? And if nobody makes them anymore, then it's really hard to get replacements for stuff like that, because O-rings sit in a groove. It's not a flat surface, so you can't just stick a paper gasket in it in its place as a replacement. You might be able to, thinking about it. I've never tried. But if it's a thing that somebody's making today, you should be able to find gaskets for it somewhere. Okay, we're nice and hot. And we're going to take our filament out. I'm going to watch the temperature for a while. I have a wonder if the problem is not PID. So we're just going to sit here for a minute and we're going to watch Repetir. If it's corrosion on the inside of aluminum parts, the simple solution is CLR. Get you some CLR, the liquid stuff, because they do make like a gel thing. You don't want the gel thing. Get some CLR and put it in a little bucket big enough to submerge the part. Dilute it with water. I'd say like 30% CLR. Dunk the aluminum in there, let it sit for 5 or 10 minutes. Pull it out, give it a scrub, see what it looks like. I've done, so the first bike that was mine, that I owned, that nobody else touched, it was just mine, was a 89 Ninja 250. Love that bike. Wish I can get another one. I love that bike. When I got my hands on it, it had sat for 7 years, 10 years, something like that. It had sat for a long time. It looked like it had sat, because this was Arizona, mind you. Arizona, you don't get rust. Stuff doesn't corrode out there. Especially southern Arizona, right? Warmer than northern Arizona. So, by the time I got my hands on it, the fuel tank lid was completely rusted to the fuel tank. The cap, the lid, the keel, the lock cylinder, all of it. It was all just corroded shut. Half the parts, more than half the parts. 80% of the parts were aluminum. There was some rubber seals. There was some steel, like screws and what have you. So you had galvanic corrosion between the steel and the aluminum, which was honestly the hardest part to deal with. But what I used on that was a Dremel with a jeweler's wire brush, itty bitty little wire brush, right? So it takes time. You're gonna sit there for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours and just, or you get a chemical that's designed to clear up corrosion and scale. Because the thing about aluminum is, in our atmosphere, aluminum has this really cool property, right? So aluminum oxide is oxygen impenetrable. It's already oxidized. More oxygen will not combine with aluminum oxide to add more oxygen to the system. If you have a chunk of aluminum, and you can call it any arbitrary size of aluminum. You can call it a 10 foot by 10 foot by 10 foot block. Okay? On contact with oxygen, i.e. our atmosphere, well, 23% of our atmosphere, you create a layer of aluminum oxide along the outer shell of your mass of aluminum. And aluminum is really cool because when it oxidizes, it creates, like I said, a hermetic layer. So you'll get this, I don't know, 1 crystal depth aluminum oxide structure all along the outside of this chunk of aluminum, and the inside will not corrode any further. Oxygen won't get in unless you physically disturb it. You scratch away the oxide layer, and then you'll create another oxide layer right there on top, wherever that gouge is, whatever you scratched, whatever you damaged, and then again it's impenetrable to oxygen. I think while we're sitting here waiting, I'll put the batteries back in the pilot fobs. How about that? How about that? So if you've got an aluminum part that has corroded a little bit, and rest assured, it's not going to get any worse. Because it won't get any worse. Because physics, yo. Dog. Homie G dog. Our package is getting more difficult to open. Like, seems like they plasticized the. They plasticized the back of this thing. What? Oh man. double, it's a hard pack inside. No. Why would you do that? Huh. That's weird. Yeah. Take the blister off. Battery still contained. It's not paper backed. It's a completely sealed blister. For whatever reason. Sure, why not? Why the heck not? Alright, so we want to get one of these. We want to grab one of these. Plus side goes down. Stick him in there. Batteries installed. Get this guy. Put that down. Push the button. Make sure the light lights up. Light lights up. Make sure we're all back together the correct way. Grab the back. Put the back back on. Oh, you're supposed to... What? Sure, whatever. And then put this screw back in that is very likely to not hold the back on. When I pulled the screws out of these things, I don't know why the heck they thought it was a good idea to screw them together in the first place. It's another one of those had to have been an American idea. Plastic this small, you don't put screws in. Yeah, screw does nothing. I don't know who thought it was a good idea to put screws on here. So I'm going to have to glue them together, which is going to make it half impossible to replace the batteries in the future. Lovely jubbly, as Mr. RCE would say. And I guess the snappy together thing also is not really all that great. I mean, the temperature is stable. The temperature is not doing anything. Yes, I want the thing. Go. What is that, the idle mixture screw? Looks like an idle mixture screw. The only thing I see in there is a little hole where, you know, a mixture screw or something might go. You mean this bit right here? Is that what you're talking about? Because that looks like an accelerator pump, which you don't really need at the end of the day. there's supposed to be a fitting in there. Okay, that's a little bit harder to deal with. You can go get you a piece of copper tube of the correct size. Yeah, whoever did these fobs the last time, they cranked those screws down so tight that they actually broke the plastic. I can see that's what happened. You might be able to make you a fitting for that. What the heck? What the heck? Oh. The back will not go down all the way. Why not? And the way that they assembled this is really, really dumb. Oh. There was a little piece of plastic in there. Just a little one. Yeah, this fob body has to have been an American idea. Okay. Yep. We're gonna have to glue it. All right. I'm gonna run out the garage real quick and grab the glue. We're still just kind of watching Repetier right now and waiting to see if the temperature spikes or drops in a steady state while it's not moving. Right? It's test number 1, which is very boring. It does not make for good content. So, go grab your friends, bring them over here. I'll be right back, and we'll have a conversation about something. Tell you what, why don't we go to I want to put, is it this guy? Yeah. Bam. Bam. Why don't we do that? How about that? How's that work? I can watch the chat and Repetier simultaneously. Gotta clean off a little bit of this grip cork here. Now we're going to glue. This is gonna suck if we ever have to. When we have to replace the batteries again. How about this side? A little dimple. Get our pick. We'll kind of smear them. And feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure cyanoacrylate is anaerobic, which means it's going to cure from the inside out, as it were. Because it cures in the absence of oxygen. I think today's stream is probably going to be boring, honestly. It's going to be... Oh, I should really not have these totes on top of that tote. But this stream is going to be literally just kind of me watching the data, taking a couple of measurements on the 3D printer, and gluing these fops back together. I wonder... Stand by. Wonder if we can get just new empty cases for this thing. So first, justaconda.com. Parts. Need an 05 Pilote. I think it's an LX, but doesn't matter. Does not matter. I don't know what category it would be in. Accessories? No. Key fob. Where would key fob be in a parts list? Maybe in doors, the door lock. Where's the door locks? Where's door locks? What? Oh, front door locks. Yeah. Oh no, that's for the... What? Yeah, no, it's not that. Okay. We're gonna call Honda. That's what we're gonna do. But going back to... Sorry. Distracted. Going back to the wait, what? Oh, those are just blocks for when they manufactured it. You'd have to make ports, right? You have to drill through. So they're line bores essentially. So you drill through a spot, and that's what those castings are, is material that you can drill through safely without breaking the casting after it's cast and you're trying to drill through it. And those brass parts just block off those drill holes. They're just plugs. You can stick anything in there. They don't do anything. They just keep air and fuel from going where air and fuel should not go. Is all they are. They don't serve any like actual purpose. Yeah, put some freaking JB Weld in it. I mean, check and see if air flows through it anyway. They might have just pressed like a little aluminum slug down in there. Those are just manufacturing things. Ugh. Yep, I can see the super glue is curing, but it's taking forever. And I'm not gonna let go until it's cured. But I got me a little dimply dip. I mean, without seeing it in person and looking at the jet sizes and checking the flow and all that, like, there's no way to tell until you stick it on there and find out. Right? Unless you have a flow bench. They have a flow bench? You can check it out with a flow bench. I don't imagine you have a $10,000 flow bench. Wow. You should probably have the fan on the heat break, but I want to kind of do like worst case scenario, like what happens if something, you know. Yeah, so it's not this guy. That data is not going anywhere. What this guy? This guy? CO2, right? Tell you what we'll do. Tell you what we'll do. Tell you what we'll do. I'm actually going to get into Repetier. Watch this. I mean, yeah, the clones are going to be like really, really close. Like you should be able to, I don't know, cross swap parts between knockoff clones a lot of times. So we're going to go into Repetier. I'm going to open, I've got a G code here. Drop this G code in a Repetier, and we're going to do a dry run. How do we do a dry run? I forget how we do a dry run. There's a way to run a dry run without filaments. Oh, it's right there. Okay. We're gonna start the print. Alright. No, we're not. Without the fan cover, you can't press the X switch. Okay, so I'm going to hold the X switch. We're going to extruder. I'm going to kill the print. Yes. Okay. And then I'm going to put my finger on the X switch. Actually, what I should just do is put that housing back on. I'm 98% certain it's not inside that housing. so I'm going to set this one gently right there. Steady. And we're going to put the fan shroud back on. Okay, so this should be the heat break fan. It should run as soon as we plug it in. This is the printer fan. Which I don't even use, honestly. So we're going to put these screws back in here. One screw in, we can let go. Nice. Man. I have been noticing lately that my fingers are not doing what I tell them to do, which is quite irritating, disconcerting. And I know what the issue is. The issue is, as we age, the nervous system, short version, calcifies, gets sluggish. Responses to stimuli are reduced with age. Which is why as you get older, your response times, your reaction times, they all slow down. Okay, so dry run. What? Connect, please. That was weird. Dry run. Start cached print. Let's see what that does. I'm going to set it to preheat. That fan's really nasty. Okay, well, that one is, I guess, back together. I don't like it, but that's what we're going to have to do. Put a little dimply-do on there. Do that. This one's not trying to push itself apart, so we can just set him down. And then I'm going to go back to looking. Well, not go back to looking. I'm going to call. I'm going to call Honda and find out what the if we can get our hands on just the case. wonder if you could send me the parts, please. Jesse, it's Ryan again. Do you guys, does your computer have a history? Can you look that pilot back up from, what was it, yesterday? Yeah. I mean, if not, we can just do it. I don't want to walk outside, I'm lazy. I think my microphone's picking up my background music. I don't know that the vent matters. Not the internals, just the shell. And then can you swap the key body into a new shell? I didn't check when I was in there. Okay. So you have to, it's new key and cut is what the replacement would be.
Yeah, I can see it on the show, or I have aftermarket for it.
Are they the same? I don't think so. Are they the same? Can you swap? What? So the problem is where the screw goes on the back of the guy, the plastic is broken out because they must have let Americans design that. Tiny little thin piece of plastic that a screw goes through to keep the case back secured and keep the the switch the switch housing and all that inside the fob. So is the aftermarket guys, are the backs the same? Will they fit on the OEM key?
No, the back one.
Really? We might end up doing that. What's the capability? Oh, sweet. So headlight switch and fixing the keys, and we can all do it in a day. That's awesome. I will let them know, and it'll probably be a couple of weeks, honestly. They're poor, and I'm poor, and everybody's poor. So, but yeah, at least we can get them. That's a good thing. I'll let them know, and I'll get back with you. Thank you, sir. Okay, heater 0 is T1, and it just did the thing while I wasn't paying attention. And then when it does this, you can't do anything. You can't send any command to the printer until you cycle the power on it, which is stupid. It's stupid. Oh, okay, that's minutes. So, what? well, weirdness and strangeosity. Nothing was moving, and it shut off. So, it has nothing to do with moving. It might be the motherboard, honestly, which would irritate the crap out of me, honestly. Connect. Can I clear this? Okay, well, we're gonna wait until it reaches a steady state, which will be a few minutes, and then we're gonna turn the heater on and watch it again. There is still filament in the hot end somehow. It is oozing out. Wait. Go! What the? Go! Okay. Sweet. Cheapity cheapity. Phone. Oh, the bed's warm. Wait, does dry run just... How do you use Notepad++ to remove all instances of a specific string? That's what I need to know. Like in one fell swoop. Wait. Wait! Oh, Butterfingers. Okay. What I might end up doing is I might end up just taking the G code in Notepad++ and replacing all of the extruder commands with blanks, just deleting them altogether. That would give me heaters and motors, but we just found out we don't need the motors because it's nothing to do. Oh no, the T0 or T1, whichever one, it's T0 doing it. Something about the power to the heater is turning off even though the motherboard's not commanding it, and then it goes into thermal runaway because the temperature's dropping. And it's like, turn on, turn on, turn on, turn on, and it's not turning on. So I need to figure out which of those then is the heater, and I just need to watch it. I need to watch the power, and the heater is commanded on. Because you don't see any blips in the thermistor. That's the bit that's confusing me. So I'm pretty sure it's not the thermistor doing it. Which means I can put my sock back on. What I need to do is get an actual freaking E3D volcano block. That's what I need to do. Go in hook. Okay. Yeah, I don't know who the heck designed these fobs, but they did it wrong. If you're gonna put a screw in it, you put a screw in the middle, not right at the edge of something. Okay, so what am I doing? I need to figure out which wires are for the heater. Shouldn't be too hard. Should just be able to follow cables off the motherboard. Right? I should be able to do just that. Oh, maybe that's what's going on. The heat sinks on my motor drivers are not even fully seated. For whatever reason. Okay, so where's the heater? guys? Where's my fishity flashlight? Heater 0 and heater 1. Okay, so this motherboard, theoretically, this motherboard could do dual extrusion. Interestingly. That doesn't look right. Okay, what drives the heater? Ugh. Heater 0, that guy. Okay. So, I guess what I need to do then is we need to get our handy dandy ohm meter. Can I set you guys like up here? Like that? Will you stay like that? You'll stay like that. Wow! I know it's upside down. But I tell you what, it doesn't have to be, because it doesn't have to face any particular direction for me. There you go. All right. So now, what I'm looking for, what I'm looking for. Is I need to figure out which of these. Not that guy. Figure out which of these guys is power the hotbed. The first thing we're going to do, actually, is we're going to go here. Check. Not the hotbed, the hot end. So we're going to do this. Then we'll go to Repeater. We're going to turn the hot end on. We're going to turn the hot end. We're going to turn the hot end on. We're going to turn the hot end on. Hot end on. 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 Okay. We're going to close Repeater and open it back up again because apparently it does not want to cooperate. Open. Connect. On end. Thank you. Jesus. Okay, so it should be that guy. Yep. That guy. Nothing there. Those screws are loose though. We don't like loose screws around here. Okay. We're actually actually going to go probe somewhere. Where am I going to stick the probe? Stick the probe somewhere. Where am I going to stick the probe? Stick the probe. Sneasels! Mr. Probe, I need you to go like somewhere useful, if you don't mind. And all the grounds should be the same. They should be shared grounds. Check here. Oh. Okay. Check here. Okay. So now, honestly, I just find whichever pin over here has 12 volts on it. That one has 12 volts on it. That one has 12 volts on it. That one does not have 12 volts on it. That one has 12 volts on it. That one has 12 volts on it. Okay. Different strategy. I can't do that because then it'll just turn the extruder off. Perhaps better. Alright, well, different strategy. We're turning the extruder off. We're going to wait for it to cool off. And then I need to disconnect the wires and chase the wires back. You know what? I've got spare connector board to the side here. Which of these is the hot end? Heater 0. Okay. What? What the hell? Okay. Screws missing out of this one. Nice. Okay. So, from negative, I'm seeing this guy, this guy, okay, positive, I'm seeing this guy, this guy, this guy, okay. so what I need to do then, the faces this way, right? Okay, guess what I'll do? I wonder if it's the FET on the board getting hot and shutting off. So what I guess I want to do real quick then is I want to just watch the power from the motherboard to the heater, right? That seems like a reasonable thing to do, I would think. Okay, if I turn on the heater, does that show me? No. Okay. I need to find somewhere to probe this guy where I don't have to hold the probes the whole time. I guess just do it over here. We'll back probe this connector, right? Because it is, yeah, these two end ones are positive 12 volts. Whoa. That connector just moved. Not good. Shouldn't be moving. Huh. Wonder if that's got something to do with it. But right now, I need to figure out how to fix it. Come on. Oh, I need better eyes. Need better eyes on the situation. Ugh. I just like these probes. Frustrated grunt. Okay. There we go. Alright, so the heater is on. We're just watching the needle. We want to see if the needle moves. I wonder if I can zoom the Logitech in. Think the Logitech zooms? What do you think? Taking bets. Taking bets, taking bets. to some point at which it no longer zooms. Sure. Okay. Okay, I guess let's just watch. So we'll see what occurs first. The error message or the power for the heater turning off. How about that? You know what I am going to do? I'm going to go grab the FLIR real quick. Take a look at the motherboard. Don't even know what the state of charge is. I do have a charger over here though. Oh, I guess I do want it the other way, don't I? Well, the FET for the hot end is not crazy hot. There is something over here that's crazy hot though by the power inlet. What is that? That's a FET. That's a power FET. Of course I say crazy hot. 30C. The IC. Yeah, the main controller IC is hotter than that. Okay. About wiring. The SD card reader is a little warm. Yeah, the FLIR says I got 150C on the hot end, which is funny because it's a 250. 225, I guess. 240, whatever. Yeah, the Logitech's hotter than the bits on the motherboard. Okay. So nothing seems to be getting just hot, which is good. That's a good sign. It's not just something on the motherboard just getting hot and shutting off, probably. Which is a real possibility with electronics. Just waiting for an error to pop up. Which I guess I don't necessarily need to be in stream for, but I'm awake and I'm doing a thing, and kind of the purpose of my streaming is just to, you know, hang out, answer questions if people have any, right? And also show people that you can do this stuff without expensive hardware. There's a nice Rube Goldberg machine right there. That was great. Okay, we need to set you back up over here. And here. There we go. I don't even remember what I was saying. Something about answering questions. Oh yeah, The Simpson. He was $20. Took me 2 or 3 hours to clean up the battery compartment and replace 3 resistors. There you go. I think I spent a total of $40 after buying the resistors and everything. And my time is, for the sake of doing a thing for myself, you know, my time is worthless. It's not. If I were to charge people for my time, what my time is actually worth, I'd be charging about $150 an hour. Because I am that good. Plain and simple. And I wonder if... Ooh. What if it's really a power supply problem? Because if I have the heat, the hot end on, and I just leave it on, and it just stays on, and it doesn't ever fail, and I turn the hotbed on, as you can see, we're not quite, well, yeah, I guess we're 12.6 volts, 12.5 volts there. You can't see because the Logitech doesn't zoom in that far. But you got this digit right here, which is 1.0. This one here, which is 1.5. Right, that guy there. I'm using the shadow to point. So it'd be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, right? So we got 10 and 11, 11, 12. We're between 12 and 13, greater than 50% of the way between the two, which is 12.6-ish. Wonder if the silent drivers have what I need is thermal adhesive. That's what I need. Also, I see on the VU meter at OBS that the mic is picking up my background music from my bedroom. Normally in the garage it doesn't pick it up because it's quiet. It's about the same level, but my desktop has 5.1 surround sound. And I can see the VU meter every time I'm not going to say bass hits. I've got a Hyphonic amp pushing the subs right now, and it's just terrible. Don't get a Hyphonics amp. Unless all you want is to go... Then yeah, sure, get a Hyphonics amp. That's the sound I get out of it. Sounds like poo. There's no damping in the driver circuit whatsoever. Which means the output is not crisp, it's muddy. It's very, very muddy. It's the Potomac River. Or the Hudson, maybe. The Hudson is mostly pollution. Yeah, it's the Hudson. Although you can see, there's still a bunch of oscillations in there. The hot end still oscillates a bunch, which means I need to go back and fiddle with the PID settings. Because the PID is not quite right. I want to say I turned yawns. Yeah, my body really wants caffeine right now. And I can feel it. It's like it's the back of my head. So I'm like, come on, just pause the stream for a minute, go to the store, just grab a couple. It's fine. You can do it. They're not that expensive. You can grab a couple. That's okay. I could hear it back there, just like, you know, poking and prodding. Tell me, hey, you can do this. It's fine. It's okay. It's fine. I do actually want to go make something to eat. Don't know what though. I can do. Here we go. How many people? I mean, is it just one person in the stream? It says there's 2 people in the stream. So, 2 people. Got Colin and somebody else. So we're gonna start a poll. Okay? We're gonna start a poll, and I'm gonna write a thing. I'm gonna put the mic down for a minute. What else do I have? Okay. Here we go. Hey, poll started. 2 people. Go ahead and vote. And since they don't come and hang out and chat, I don't know who the other person is. But they voted yesterday. Monday. Whenever I did the other poll. So leave it up. And I went back and I looked at, I think it was yesterday's stream, at the control panel, and at some point I had 4 viewers. 4! Oh, you know what I haven't done today? Actually, I didn't send the stream link to the notification chat on Facebook. Why don't I do that real quick? Oh. So what we're gonna do is, does this page give me, this page doesn't just give me the link anywhere, does it? Go away. So we're gonna go into this guy, gonna do that. And then, oh yeah. I was like, what am I doing? And then I go to Feces book. Paste the link. See if we can't get a couple extra people in here, because I need viewership and I need view hours. Right, so I need subscribers and I need view hours. And I don't know actually if stream view hours go into that equation or not. I don't know. Let me go take a look at the dashboard. Where's the thing? Analytics. There we go. So is watch hours for live streams, or is it just for videos? Because if it's not for live streams, then people coming to the live streams don't really matter so much for the YouTube monetization side, for the like ads and ad revenue and stuff, which I'd really prefer not to do if I can avoid it. Honestly, I despise ads. I can't imagine anybody else enjoys ads. So, you know. Yeah, so watch time total 69 hours. Which tells me that it's not live streams, because I don't see live streams in this list of watch hours or watch time. So that's good to know. So I need to figure out the content that I can use to make videos out of, and I need to keep posting videos regularly for that side of things, apparently. I like the live stream because it keeps me focused. It keeps me, like, on days that I don't stream, I just, like, I wander about listlessly. Honestly. Don't really have, you know, too much direction. I don't push myself to get something done. Yeah, and that temperature is really jittery. Okay, what's the thing? I don't remember G-code. Marlin G-code. Control F. 501. Report settings 503. Okay, so Repetir real quick. Wait, is that a G or an? No, it's an M. M is yeah, M. M is non-movement. M 503. Okay. We're going to shrink you a little bit because we need this guy, M301, right? So M301, we're at 16.1330. And this right here, where it's turning heater off before it reaches the set temperature, that tells me the proportional's not strong enough. Okay. M301 P20. Let's try that. And then save settings is what again? Save settings is just 500. Settings stored. Okay, we'll try that. See if upping the proportional response doesn't smooth some things out. It's not going to smooth out the bumpity bits, but what it's going to do is so proportional is the error gain, right? The further you are, how fast the number grows as you get further from your set point. So your set point is 100, right? And you turn a thing on and you're commanding it to 100, but because you have thermal inertia, you have hydraulic inertia, you have, you know, whatever fluid dynamics in a system that you have, whatever thermodynamics in a system that you have, whatever the case may be that you're using PID controls for, it's not going to happen instantaneously. It's not going to happen, you know, at the speed of light, right? It's going to happen at the rate at which things change in the real world. So, you turn a thing on and you command 100. So, let's just say your control mechanism is binary. It's either off or on, open or closed, doing or not doing. Okay? When you okay. Bam. If you have 0 proportional, right? That means I think 0 proportional is off, and then 1 would be a 1-to-1. If anybody knows more about it, absolutely correct me. But from what I think I remember from doing a bunch of research a year ago or so, with proportional set to 1, we'll call it, as your minimum. If your error, if you go to 101, your error will be 1. If you go to 102, your error is 2. If you go to 98, your error is 2. Right? So it's just the absolute value of the difference between what you set and actual current measured. Right? And of course you have to take into account measurement systems and the speed that they update at. You have to take into account the fact that the speed of light moves slower in wires, all kinds of different things. But most of the time, that is so fast as to not matter. But some tests, it does matter. Anyway, for the 3D printing, it doesn't. We can ignore the speed of light in a wire. So proportional control, I believe it's a linear multiplier. I don't think it's a proportional multiplier. You're multiplying the proportionate of the error, but it's linear as a multiplier. So when you're 5 off, if I set it to 2, when you're 5 off, the proportionate response will be 10. If you set it to 3, the proportionate response will be 15, right? So, etc., etc. What that ends up meaning is that the further you are, the bigger your error. And that then commands the P, well, at this point it's a P controller, it's a proportional controller. So it commands your controller with smaller changes to change its output state. So if you want the output state to be around 100, and you set it to 1, it could go to 110 and then drop to 90, and then 110 and then drop to 90, and it'll keep doing that. And that's short-term and long-term fuel trims on automobiles, actually. Proportional controls. The integral and the differential, I and D, are calculus. I'm not going to pretend that I fully understand or grasp the mathematics behind it. I've seen the mathematics and I understand 60% of it, but it's I keep meaning to sit down with the calculus book and just teach myself calculus, but I'm lazy and I don't do that. So the integral is the I don't remember. Integral and differential have to do with time. So I'm going to, before I give you guys wrong information, I'm going to go back and look it up. Oh yeah, integration. Stupid. So the integral is short version, historical errors, and does some math to the proportionate to say, hey, this is how much this response has caused in change in the past, so we will do math and figure out from where we're at to where we want to be, how much response is it going to take. And then the derivative. I don't know why I keep calling it differential in my head. The derivative is future proof. So we've made this change in the past, we made this change in the past, we made this change in the past, and it does this. So when we see this change over this period, the derivative is a period of time that you say, look forward this and try to anticipate what's going to happen based on P and I historically. Sort of. Mostly. Somewhat. Those are the really, really boiled down version. I'd really like to have PID fueling in the Civic eventually. Newer race ECUs I think have PID for closed loop. But having like full true PID control, I imagine in a car would take a lot of memory, because you'd have to store data on, I mean, not that much, it's text data. It's just values is all it would be. So maybe not. I don't know. But it looks like everybody, whoever person number 2 is, keeps coming and going and coming and going. Person number 1 comes and goes too sometimes. But looks like everybody thinks it's what do you call that? Peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly time. Yeah, it's that. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Now there you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly. Come on, chat. Do it. Do the peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat. So I guess while we're just sitting here like waiting and watching Repeteer and seeing what it's gonna do, of course, you know, the second I walk away, A, I don't know. B, what are they gonna do? Tell me to delete the stream? Oh no, it's such an important stream for me. It does so much. At this point, it really doesn't matter. Oh. If I had revenue on the stream, then yes, it would matter. But it doesn't right now, so I'm gonna go make me a little sandwich real quick. Hopefully, it doesn't crap out on me while I'm in the kitchen. So, I'll see you in a minute. Stole some of my roommate's bread that they never eat. It's not very good bread. God damn it. Quit! It's leaky. The jelly comes through the bread. Would you quit? That's terrible bread. I blame chat for this decision. Yep, it's all chat's fault. It's all your guys' fault. My hands are getting all messy and gross. This sandwich is a nightmare. As soon as I'm done eating this sandwich, I got a couple more poll ideas. Wait, what? Oh man. I miss Moonbow. No, you nuts.
So I wonder if I could maybe, Oh, whoops, that's right, I have to do this anyway. So what I'm thinking is... Oh, actually, this should work. So the button's on... Okay, so this one is on...
He didn't stream for very long today, though, did he? Sad face. It's fine. All right, so I got a new poll idea. I got two questions for you guys. Okay. First question. What do you spread first? The peanut butter, or the jelly or jam or preserve or marmalade or whatever it is you're putting on your sandwich? Not my fault the bread sucks, it's my roommate's fault. They buy crappy bread. They don't know how to choose bread correctly. Part of me is hoping that the viewer number 2 that doesn't hop into chat is my roommate at work, being bored, hopping into the stream just to see what's going on. I'm telling him he sucks at buying bread. You suck at buying bread. There's flux in this little PCB here. Interesting. They didn't wash it fully. And I have a follow-up question about the PB&J. And after the second question has been answered, then I will tell you what the correct answers are to both of these. That's how we're gonna play this. We're just waiting on our second other person in the chat there to cast their votes. Just gonna keep an eye on it. Wow, that shelf is dusty. Nice. Oh, my roommates have Skyline. This is a phenomenal movie. Both of them. First one and the second one. Donald Faison and then some people that I've never heard of. But it's funny because it's not, like, as far as I can tell, he's not billed on it. Like a Donald Faison movie. Like, it's not that. They're not using his name to make the sell. The word sell here, S-E-L-L, not S-A-L-E, to make the sale. But this is a phenomenal movie. I need to go watch it again. I love it. It leaves you with so many questions by the time you get to the end of it. You're like, but what about this? And what about that? What happened to this? Where'd this guy go? Oh, but it's such a good movie. And it's kind of a neat take on the whole I guess Eric Balfour is a horror movie guy. Probably why I don't know him. I don't watch horror movies. But it's kind of a neat take on the alien invasion trope. There's just this like random schmo that somehow has the ability to control the aliens after he gets converted into an alien. Like he's still him human. It's crazy. It's actually the end of this movie. That's not what the movie is. The movie is the events leading up to the crazy. Very good movie. Very, very good movie. I don't say that about many things. I don't tend to rant and rave about things, even if I do like them a lot. Yeah, so the heater's still on and nothing's happening. Power's still running. It's been over an hour. Oh, half an hour. It's been almost an hour. I thought I was looking at the hour-long thing. Yeah, giving the proportional response a little bit more oomph seems to have smoothed the hot end a little bit. Tiny bit. Itty bitty tiny little bit. Okay. So, now, I guess let's turn the bed on. Maybe it's got something to do with the hotbed. Let's see if the needle deviates from underneath that Allen wrench there. It's my indicator. And I could just go watch the stream from my desktop. Does YouTube let you have multiple simultaneous streams? I should give that a go sometime. Yeah, bed temperature's coming up. Yeah, and I will say sort of a downside with galvanometers is the yeah, so I gotta do that sometime. Have the one stream that's just the 3D printer. Once I figure out what the heck is going on with it, have one stream that's just a 3D printer running, and I can use it as, use it as my own personal storage, I guess. And then another stream of out in the garage or playing games and watching it on the PC while I play a game, like on the other monitor, something like that. Because there's a bunch of stuff that I want to print, but the printer doesn't work reliably enough to do it. And it can't have been like the motor driver's overheating because it complained about the hot end temperature. Okay, that was the first thing. And I guess viewer number 2, I was talking about them, whoever they are, sneaky. They're not going to vote. Gotta vote. Gotta get them votes in. These are the important matters. Which side do you put the peanut butter and jelly on? This is crucial. This is life-altering voting here. Because I don't know if the heaters are shutting off and then the motherboard detects thermal runaway because the hot end is cooling off and it can't make it hotter, or if it's going into thermal, something is wrong, the motherboard claims it's going into thermal runaway and then shutting the heater off. I don't know what the series of events that is occurring here is. But the thermistor is not loose. Of course, the thermistor is not in the block properly either. I really just need to order like a proper volcano block. That's what I need to do. The fan on the power supply just turned off for some reason. Or went into low power mode, I guess. Huh. You can sort of see the PWM on the motherboard too. The hot end and the bed have LEDs that blink. Oh. Leave the poll up for, I don't know, 30 or 40 minutes. See if we can get another vote. Somebody to answer the question. Maybe I should have put a third option in there. Those abstaining. Because it does matter. It absolutely matters what side or what spread you put on the bread first. This is life or death stuff here, man. We gots to know. Thought I just saw the voltage blip, which wouldn't make any sense. Because that output should be a PWM. I guess when I do videos, I really need to finish up that ECU mod video. And I guess when I do videos, what I need to do is I need to make sure I say somewhere in the content, not just the end card, because I don't watch videos all the way to the end. I don't watch outros. So I imagine there's a bunch of people probably that don't watch outros. They're like, oh, well, we're getting to the end of the video. I'll go look at something else. So got to make sure I start putting in there not just, you know, the like and subscribe and leave a comment thing, but also that I, you know, give the information, hey, I stream pretty much daily. I'll take a day off a week at random, apparently. That's what I've been doing. But I stream pretty much daily, whether it's video games, whether it's diagnosing the 3D printer, or eventually setting up and running the printer and printing stuff. Or automotive stuff, doing a job. I believe, so I probably won't be streaming tomorrow. Because I have to run, well, I don't have to run. I am going to run to Pocatello, grab a vehicle, customer's vehicle. That same one that was there that I had before, that minivan. that I guess I gotta go back and grab the VOD, because, well, no, because I had the van here last time before I had the long cable, so I couldn't take the cameras in with me. So it was just watching me from a distance do stuff, which means it's pointless to make a video out of it. But I have the cable now, so I can take the cameras into the thing and show you the stuff with the deal, and try to make a video out of that. So what do we have to do this time, actually? Where's my fiddly phone? I got a list. There's a list of stuff. I also have to write an invoice for her for the last time I worked on the van. Maybe I'll do that while I'm waiting for the 3D printer to break. And it's dumb, right? The 3D printer, I mean. Because sometimes I can get successful prints out of it. And then other times it's fail, 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 and then I walk away from it. I'm like, I'm not dealing with this anymore. But I'm tired of the failures, and I need to figure it out. And figure out what the heck is going on. So, let's see. The list of things that I did. It's the last stuff. Okay, so the stuff we did was coolant drain and fill, power steering drain and fill, brake flush, got some degreaser and cleaned off a bunch of the engine and trans so we can see where there's leaks, did a battery cleaning, replaced the radiator cap, replaced the rear brakes, pads, rotors, replaced the front struts, replaced the EGR valve, and funnily enough, so there was codes for the EGR valve and both O2 sensors. Okay, both O2 sensors. So 3 O2 sensors? I don't know if it has one per bank for the upstreams. I don't remember. But it had codes for upstream O2 sensor, downstream O2 sensor, and EGR valve. So we went and I looked at the data and I was like, okay, well, the EGR valve can cause O2 sensor problems because if it's sticking open, you're going to be getting air at a different meter than what your data is telling you. If you're not telling the EGR valve to open, but it's stuck open, then yeah, you're going to be getting air through there where you should not be. And it's going to have a lower oxygen content that you're trying to send back into the engine and reburn, which means your O2 sensor is going to read a lower value, a lower voltage, so leaner, technically, which it wouldn't actually be leaner, but it would probably read leaner than I don't know, actually. I'd have to sit down and write it all out. Off the top of my head, I don't know which way it should read if you're putting pre-burnt air into it and reducing the oxygen content. Because the way an O2 sensor works in narrowband is it reads the... Oh, I never showed you guys that yesterday. I forgot. Remind me. At some point, I will walk you through kind of how a narrowband O2 sensor works. The, what are they, platinum, zirconium? Something like that? Whatever they are. I'd have to look it up again, I don't remember. But the way they work is oxygen reacts with the element inside, and you have a reference from the outside air, and you reference that to what's coming out of the engine, and you get a percentage based on the voltages that are being supplied. I guess technically it's one voltage, so what you're ending up getting is the difference voltage between the two. And a higher voltage is more oxygen in the exhaust track, and lower voltage is less oxygen in the exhaust track. What? How does that make sense? Nernst cell. That's the word I was trying to remember. Nernst cell. I gotta look the physics of that up again. Maybe the reference is only the widebands. Maybe Nernst cells don't have references. But if you silicone a narrowband O2 sensor, it will fail. I'm gonna have to go look it up again. Yeah. Anyway, if your EGR valve is stuck open or sticking closed when it's supposed to open, the numbers are not going to line up with what you're telling it to do, right? So, computer will throw a code, say there's a problem. If it doesn't detect the EGR valve moving, throw a code, tell you there's a problem. And so there's an EGR valve code, and I replaced the EGR valve, and I told the customer when we were in the store, she was like, well, what about the O2 sensors? Weren't we supposed to do those too? And I was like, we should do the EGR valve first, and I'll check the EGR valve when I pull it off to see if it's stuck or not. We can try to clean it, but you never know if cleaning it's going to make it work correctly, if it's going to make it worse, or if it's going to make it work for now and then it'll fail again a month down the road, right? In which case you got to do the same job, you pull it off, put it on again, you're doing the job again, which is less than ideal. So I was like, I'll pull it off and I'll check and see if it's stuck in some way, and I'll apply a little bit of power to it and see if I can't get it to open or close, whichever. And when I pulled it off, it was stuck about halfway. I could blow through it, but there was a restriction, right? So it should be without power, it should be closed, and it should not pass any air. But it was passing air slowly, which means it was sticking. No guarantee that I could fix it, so we had the part already, and I told her I'll check it first, but if it's sticking, I'm just going to tell you, replace it, because you never know, right? Not the kind of thing you want to get at the junkyard, not the kind of thing you want to try to do used EGR valves, O2 sensors, brake pads, bulbs. Buy them brand new. And the EGR valve was $60, so like, it's cheap. Simple green. Yeah, that should be okay. So simple green's not going to break down any oxide layer, but it'll break down any kind of grease or gunk or goop you've got in there. Pretty good. It's pretty good at doing that. But I replaced the EGR valve and cleared the codes, started up, no codes, all gone. Okay. Now the thing doesn't have a cat. They removed the cat. They hollowed it out. One of the two. Where the cat sits, it's not that hard to do. I don't know why they didn't just replace it. But the cat was clogged and it was making the engine, not run correctly. So they chopped it out and put a piece of test pipe in or something. I don't know. But it's funny because I drove the hour and a half to Pokey, and check engine light never came back on. I expected, after about 10 minutes of driving around, once it got warm, fully warm, that the downstream O2 would pop the code, but it never did. I did see a check engine light come on for something. I don't think I had the scanner with me. It came on for something and then it went away, which was a Chrysler problem back in the late 90s, early 2000s. So the OBD2 specification says that you have to store history codes. They can't go away until you intentionally clear the computer of all codes. And I want to say the code coming up and going away, Chrysler somehow did something, and they didn't actually always store history codes. They would delete the codes on the fly. Because I remember something about Chrysler's, you have an intermittent check engine light and you can't figure out what the heck's going on because it doesn't store a history code. But maybe that's OBD2C. Maybe it was C they introduced the history requirement, and maybe this was A or B, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really care all that much. Also, roommate should be coming home in an hour. Well, a little over an hour. Haven't seen any problems yet. No error messages. Oh. This is quite boring. Tell you what I could do. I could go grab that magnet wire, put the printer back down on the foot, run the magnet wire as a sort of back probe, semi-back probe, into the connector, put the leads, kind of zip tie them up to the top of the frame, have a long enough magnet wire that it can go to the bottom, and try to run a dry run print. Because if I can't reproduce the problem, I can't diagnose it. I don't know why it keeps doing this, I don't know why it keeps doing that either. These, right here. That's a constant problem. You can't, that's why you can't use USB with 3D printers. It's because of that, whatever the hell that is. So many 3D printers are unreliable with the USB. And I don't know why. And you know what that error message says? I'll tell you what that error message says. Error. Okay. What kind of error? Error. Where's the error? Error! Error, Will Robinson! Error! That's what it says. It tells you nothing. It's not... It just says, there was an issue with the USB communications port. That's all it says. I mean, even I'm incredibly bored. Can't imagine this is very entertaining. Alright, well, our mysterious second viewer isn't going to vote. So we're going to end that one. Alright. We're going to do another one. When you're building a sandwich, which side does the peanut butter go on? The left slice or the right slice? Ah. These are the important questions. Kind of wish there was like a mute slider on the microphone. One that didn't give like a giant click or pop whenever you hit it. See how bored I am? Can't even breathe. Okay, so what if I start wiggling wires then? Because I don't think anything's gonna fail right now. I think it's fine. Nada. Nothing. So what the heck is going on? And why can't I reproduce it? I don't know. I guess I can just do that. I mean, I can't repair something that I can't find an issue with. Know what I mean? Oh. You know, I'm trying to figure out how the heck my microphone is telling me, well, not the microphone, OBS. OBS is telling me my shotgun mic has 2 channels. It has 2 channels that will do independent things. There's not 2 channels. As far as I know. Noise. 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 Oh. Yeah, there's only 2 wires inside this thing. Which means there's only 1 channel. So I don't know how OBS is telling me that there's a right channel and a left channel doing 2 different things. Very strange. Very, very strange. Bitty strange. I'm also not seeing any issues. There was one, and now there aren't any more. Also, hopefully Friday, I should have my business cards. I approved the proofs. There was one little change. There was something, for whatever reason, it doesn't even matter, honestly. Nobody's even going to really see it. For whatever reason, there was, so on the phone number, I right beside the phone number, I put text preferred in parentheses, because it's easier for me to deal with texts than phone calls, voicemails, because phone calls, you have to take, 5-10 minutes out of your day to deal with this, and if you're getting 10, 15, 20 phone calls in a row, that's, hours you could be spending doing phone calls and not working on something, making money. So I put, little text box there, or text there that says text preferred beside the phone number, and for whatever reason, just above that, there's a little box of dead space that's just background color black, because I like black cards with white lettering as opposed to the other way around. So there was text preferred in parentheses in the dead space, 1 shade, like 1 digit lighter than the background. And I'm like, how did that even print on there in the first place? But it was on. It appeared to be on top of the background because it's probably white cardstock that they're printing, and then they just print the black. I don't know. Maybe they're using black cardstock. That'd be nice. Because then it'd be dyed paper, not printed paper. And I'm not seeing any issues. I don't know what the heck's going on. What if I tell the y-axis to move? Can the y-axis move when the printer's sitting up like this? Y. Which way's y? This way's y? This way's y. No, it's x. This is y. Oh, this way. No, it can't. The y-axis, the belt is not sufficient to lift the bed in this orientation. But nothing's going wrong. It went wrong once. What if I do... Okay, what if we home X? Okay. And then what if we G0 X 200 and then G0 X0. Send a bunch of these commands all at once. So X will just go back and forth for a minute. Nothing's happening. I mean, the temperature, when the head moves a little bit, the temperature is definitely changing. But then PID brings it back to where it's supposed to be. It looks like. Okay. What happens if I stick the bed at 80? Actually, I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. What happens if I turn up hot end? Like, there-ish. I'm hoping it's something simple like, you know, the power supply. Nothing appears to be happening. Sad face. Sad face. Sad face. You're not supposed to pick up the audio from my phone that's turned down very low. Whoa. Whoa. That went quite high, didn't it? Huh. This microphone is like crazy sensitive. Apparently. We're hoping to see the thermal runaway error. Yeah, there's more of those USB errors. So what if, hold on, what would happen? Because eventually those USB errors are going to culminate in a disconnect. So what if I, bam, bam, disconnect and then reconnect real quick. Yeah, everything's staying on. Okay. And for whatever reason, Repeteer, even though it's set to automatically connect to the COM port, does not seem as though auto connect. Oh, it's startup. Okay, it's only at startup. Well, I guess we're gonna watch this. We're gonna watch this paint dry for a couple minutes. I mean, the bed comes up and is stable. Anybody that knows anything about thermal inertia will have a pretty good idea why that's funny. 3. Yeah, I realize this is the absolutely most riveting content that I could absolutely put on here. Lots of absolutelys. But sometimes doing the things you gotta do ain't entertaining. Sometimes it's sitting and staring at a thing for 5 hours. Which I swear to you, if I'm sitting here staring at this thing for 5 hours and I can't replicate the failure, I am going to be irritated. Tell you what if because I have a print that I need to print, and I have another one I need to make CAD files for. I think Friday is going to be CAD. No, Friday is going to be probably working on the van. Oh, if I get the van done Friday, maybe Saturday will be CAD? Yeah, seems as though our second voter isn't voting anymore. That's fine. Well, in the poll there, and yes, the correct answers are you spread the peanut butter first on the left side. That is exactly correct. If anybody does it any bit differently, they're inhuman. And we should dissect them and find out what they are. They're probably lizard men trying to rule the planet. See? Life and death stuff here, man. We've got to stop the lizard men. And the way you stop the lizard men is you find out how they make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. If they make it wrong, that's your indicator that they're lizard men. I got you guys. This is the important information. Helping you out. Yeah, I'm getting really bored of this myself. And I can hyper focus. Oh. I know something I can do, not something I can take you guys with me for. I'm going to walk around the corner and write on the whiteboard that's up by the front door. Because every time I tell my roommate that he needs to order some part or some other thing, he's like, well, why don't you just order it? I'll never remember. Well, because I can't do that. The heck was that? Something just flashed on the screen and I don't know what. I'll tell you though, before I walk around the corner and write on the whiteboard. That appears to be far more jittery. That hot end temperature. I wonder if that's what it is. Maybe it's just the heater block. because my thermistor is semi-exposed. It's under the sock, so it's not exposed to fresh air. But only half of the thermistor casing is actually in contact. It's not even half. It's like 35% is in contact with the heater block. So maybe when it's moving, what happens if I do this? So I just went and I blew on it with my face hole. I wonder if all of this boils down to I just need to build my own firmware and flash the motherboard with a custom firmware. But it is a lot more unstable. Okay, so what if we increase the integral? What is it, 503? Check settings. Okay, so our integral is 0.13. So, if we set 301 integral to 0.25. Right, and what is save settings? Save settings is 500. See how that does. He says, staring at a camera that is turned on, but not actually streaming into the stream currently. Because it ain't going nowhere. Yeah, just clean it up real nice. Primarily, what you're interested in, grab the mic. So primarily what you're interested in when you clean up the carb is whether the ports flow correctly. Honestly, unless there's a giant glob of goop at the bottom of the bowl, some debris. Doesn't really matter at the end of the day, as long as it's not getting sucked up into the jets. So what you do, like I showed the video a couple months ago. I do need to. I want to make a better carb video. Like, here's how you check your carb all the way through. But take a can of WD-40, take a can of brake cleaner, something with a nozzle, and spray it through all the ports. As long as all the ports flow correctly, that's really all you care about at the end of the day. Instability, you piece of poopo. Whoa! Look at that. What was that spike? I didn't see that spike. Ooh. That's probably what's causing the problem right there. But it's a spike up. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, that spike was when I changed the number, the value. Never mind. Ignore me. I'm crazy, apparently. Because when you change the values while it's running, you always get funny artifacts like that. I'm stupid. No voltage blips, no glorps, no flingles, nothing. Not a darn thing. Ooh. seriously. It's not that hard. Grasping. Swipe. Google keyboard does not understand the word grasping. Damn it. I was looking at that. Thank you. I mean, that looks a lot smoother, don't it? Which is good. Smoother is good. Wonder if I just futz with the PID and try to print. See if it'll fail. I do need to do some things to this printer, some upgrades, but gotta have money to buy parts for upgrades, if you know what I mean. Wait, what? Oh. Okay. I might be done for the day. My head's fuzzy. Kind of think I want to set it down and start trying to print, because I'm not seeing any power issues. There's nothing going on. I think this is what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to try to print the thing that I need to print. The problem is it wastes so much filament every time, because it gets halfway through and then it just stops. I've got a trash can full of failed prints right here. That, why? I don't get it. So I'm probably going to start the print and then end the stream, honestly. Because it's like, it'll take me another hour to get the computers moved and set up and everywhere, to do like I did the other night, where I had the laptop in the bedroom and I was just playing a game while I waited for it to break in the middle of a print. So it's like, you know, we're not going to put the bottom panel back on quite yet. I am going to leave it off for now. I'm going to put my little handy dandy spacer-rooney right there. And then we're going to see if it can pick up the y-axis at that angle. Y-axis appears to be fine. Alright, so I really don't like it at that angle though. I'd really rather have it lower. Okay. I then also want to home everything real quick. Okay, filament fed. We're then going to M84, bam, so that I can check bed level. Okay. There we go. Bed is leveled, as it were. And then what I need to do is get my little scraperoonie over here. Kind of clean up some of these little derpity gorks on the bed. I guess I'm just gonna try it. I guess we'll hello. Okay. Maybe it's the SD card reader. No? I hit refresh and Repeater sees it refreshing. But why won't it show it to me on the screen? Huh. What happens if I disconnect the USB? Nothing. Okay. Shouldn't matter. Plug USB. Connect. I guess what I'm going to do is shut it off and turn it back on. Maybe it's the motherboard again. Why are you not showing me the freaking contents of the SD card? No, it's just not working at all. Nothing. What the hell? Well, something's wrong. Don't know what, but something. Okay. Well. Not giving me SD card. I really wish I had a 3D printer that just fucking worked. There's stuff I really want and or need to do that requires this piece of machinery. It'd be really nice if it would work. Yeah, it's gonna be another one of those. I'm done. I'm over it for the day. Finished. No more. No more. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. We're gonna end the stream here before I get frustrated and irritated. And I probably won't see anybody tomorrow. I don't know that I'll stream tomorrow because I'm gonna run up to Pocatello and grab the van. I might do some stuff in the van tomorrow. I don't know. No idea. But I'm done for the day. And I'll see you folks probably Friday. Most likely Friday. Perhaps Saturday. Or whenever I see you.